Everybody wants to know how their favorite rookies are doing from the 2022 NFL draft class, and for some reason I keep saying 2021 when I refer to some of these videos, but I'm going to make sure to get the year right. I know time flies, but we're going to get it right. So today we're talking about the latest news on the Philadelphia Eagles rookies from the 2022 NFL draft class, and honestly, man, I don't know how the Eagles did it, but you basically come out with three guys that could be starters right away, or, you know, at least two of them, or possibly one. Like, literally, there's three guys right here that you look at that, yeah, they're going to be studs for a long time to come for the Eagles. So anyway, let's get right down to it. Now, this is also, I got to be honest with you, this is a kind of a collection of a lot of the different reporters that we follow on all of our social media platforms, and that cover specific teams. A lot of the information we got from guys like John Clark, Martin Frank, as well as, Elliot Shore Parks. These guys know their stuff, so got to give a lot of credit out to those guys, and we'll be sure to put their Twitter handles down in the description below. But let's go right into it, talking about some of the latest news and headlines that we've seen on Twitter, on articles and all that, all these different beat writers, and plus, just from our own observations. So we'll just kind of bring it on here. So first overall, with our first round selection, 13th overall, defensive tackle Jordan Davis out of Georgia. Yeah, he's a stud. Did I not put any other colleges? Don't worry, I'll mention them by name. So yeah, Jordan Davis immediately getting reps with the ones. Like, you're not really shocked. He's a large human being that's going to do large things. Yeah, he's you're really excited about his future. With the Eagles, it kind of probably comes as a little bit of a shock, considering the fact that, Fletcher Cox is kind of a legend, but at the same time, if Fletcher Cox is on that tail end of his career and you're seeing a guy like Jordan Davis take over, yeah, that's okay with me. As long as Fletcher Cox, is teaching him and still gets on the field, I'm really not that worried about it. So, as well as Javon Hargrave, a guy that you're looking at as well. If you could get Jordan Davis and Fletcher Cox on the field at the same time, oh boy. So then you got in the second round, in the 51st overall, the Eagles selected Cam Jurgens, a center out of Nebraska. Yeah, this man gets it done. Like, I fully understand. You've got, Jason Kelce as your starting center, and you're probably not going to need Cam Jurgens in year one because, Jason Kelce is still a stud. But Cam Jurgens, man, you want to talk about just being a man so far. Like we said, coming up out of Nebraska, was a stud, and then coming to the Eagles, getting him with the 51st overall selection, I think was kind of a steal, because I think you have, from everybody what they've been talking about, he's been running with the ones and twos, also getting some reps at guard, just been a stud, and I feel like he's going to be a guy that after Jason Kelce goes, I don't think you're going to necessarily know that much of a drop off because Cam Jurgens is a stud. Oh, side note, Cam Jurgens and Jordan Davis went against each other. Cam Jurgens won. So yeah, the Midwest boy, corn-fed, getting it done. So, and I don't think that's, going to be a one-time thing. I think, these two are going to battle between Jordan Davis and Cam Jurgens, and it's going to just be legendary. It's going to be a battle of Hercules and Hercules 2.0. You love it. So I'm really excited about these two. I think they're going to be defining the trenches for the Eagles for a long time. Then you talk about third-round selection, Kobe Dean with the 83rd overall pick. He's been running with the twos, and obviously, the Eagles got themselves some pretty good linebackers when you talk about, guys like, TJ Edwards, Hassan Reddick, and all those guys, Kaiser White as well. So, and Davion Taylor, I think those guys, I think it's been Reddick, Edwards, and Taylor from what I've seen that are going to be the starters. So, Kobe Dean running with the twos, and I think he's going to be a guy that will get a lot of shots to prove himself in the preseason, and will get a chance to show that, if one of those guys does go down, I think he could step in right away and do some great things. So I'm really not that worried about it. Plus, he does not seem injured at all. So I know about the injury designation coming out of the draft. A lot of people worried about it, but he's not showing any signs of slowing down. So Kobe Dean, just a stud there, going to be a really fun player to watch, and I definitely think he could sneak his way into the starting lineup at any point during the season. So then you go into talking about Kyron Johnson. Now, on the depth chart, I believe they have him listed as a two, running with the twos, but I think he's getting a lot of experience in teaching. I haven't seen a lot on him, but I do think, I have seen an article talking about how he just prioritizes sleep. I relate to that. I remember when training camp, when I was in college, fall camp. I won't say at training camp because I never made it to the NFL, but I just remember sleep is so important. You really got to make sure you're watching your tape, drinking your water, and getting your things taken care of, and you'll be just fine. So, but overall, I think when you talk about the weapons that the Eagles have on defense, just getting that teaching from guys like Brandon Graham as well as Derek Barnett, Josh Sweat, all those guys, and those other linebackers, because I think Kyron Johnson is going to be a guy that is more of a pass rusher anyway, so I'm excited for his future moving forward. And then also in the sixth round with the 198th overall selection, the Eagles selected tight end Grant Calcaterra. From what I had seen early on in camp, I believe he had a hamstring injury, but before that, he was showing that he could be another receiving threat tight end for the Eagles. I mean, you got Dallas Goedert, that is a stud, and you also got Jack Stoll is there as well, so and Tyree Jackson. So, Grant Calcaterra, I think he's got a shot to compete for that number 3. And I think that's basically what every beat reporter has said, that Calcaterra has a shot to compete for that number 3 spot. So it'll be interesting to see. But I mean, let's face it, you got a guy like Dallas Goedert who's a stud. It's going to be hard to get on the field, but that is what it is. So I'm really excited about the future of all these rookies. I think they've got a lot of good things going for them, and I think you got at least 3 potential starters, and maybe even superstars down the line. We'll have to see. But that's it. That's the latest news surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles rookies as we head into, as we're in training camp and some of the things we've seen so far. Make sure you guys like and subscribe down below. Leave a like and a comment. It helps people find the show. We greatly appreciate all the support that we've gotten and continue to get. You guys are absolutely awesome. We love every single one of you. Down in the description below, you'll find all of our social media platforms. Give us a like and a follow there. Also remember to give us a listen and sub on iTunes. And finally, if you have anything else you'd like us to cover, send us an email at thesportsbp@yahoo.com or put in the comment section down below, and we would love to cover it. But let us know what you guys think about the latest news surrounding the Philadelphia Eagles rookies in training camp.